Hello friends, my name is Christy and today I wanted to share with you a project that I did last night. I want to preface by saying I got this idea from Kate from Function of Planning. She's a fellow planner girl, and I will link her page down below so that you can check her YouTube and Instagram out as well. But in the cloth and paper box that I ordered, I got this clear traveler's notebook, and she had a very nice video on there decorating the cover of it and everything. She used some clear plastic sleeves in hers. Cloth and paper are out of those plastic sleeves, so I decided I was going to make my own. I looked on YouTube. I didn't see very much on there about it, so I made my own, and I figured I'd share how I did it with you guys. So really I just made it out of Scotch laminating sheets. They are top load pockets on both sides, and I stuck some craft paper in there. So if you want to do this project with me, you're going to need some laminating sheets. These are the ones that I'm using. You'll need 2 of them. You will need a piece of craft paper. This is the one that I'm going to use. You'll need a paper trimmer. And you don't have to have these things, but I am going to use a corner punch, and I'm also going to use this cutting mat for lining up my pockets. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take one of your laminating sheets. Note the edge here. This is where the edge is binded. The rest of it's not. See? Okay. Let me get set up here. The first thing that I like to do is to cut these rounded corners off because I want mine to be square. So I went ahead and measured, and the inserts for the pocket travel notebook are about 3 inches and 3 1/8 inch wide by 5 5/16 inch high. So I'm just going to start by cutting off that edge, like I said. Okay, so now we have a flat edge. Okay, and the first cut I'm going to make is the length of the pocket, which is about 5 5/16. You want to make it a little bit longer so that you have room to cut off the top of your pockets. So I'm going to make mine about 6 1/8. Okay. All right, try to take care not to have those fall apart on you just yet, since we're still making cuts. All right, and the width is about 3 1/8, so I'm gonna do that width. Okay, there is my first pocket. I'm going to make one more pocket. Fair warning, my cat just walked in and he's very, very talkative. So please excuse if he decides he wants to have a conversation with me. Alright, so there's my second pocket. Now, go ahead and get your cutter out of the way for now because we're not going to use it just yet. I am going to set up my cutting mat so that I can line everything up. And you want to grab your second laminating sheet. I went ahead and put my edge over here. Alright, so you take your pockets, and what you want to do is you want to flip them both inside out so that the shiny sides are together, because that's going to help seal it into your other laminating sheet. Alright, so try to get it as lined up as possible. Now this is where I like to use the hole punch. And I am just going to, corner punch. I am just going to corner punch the outside edge. And I'm going to use the small setting. Okay. Now, try to carefully stick that in here without moving it too much, and I like to line it up on the bottom. Okay, and then I'll lay that back down for now so it doesn't get messed up. And then we're going to take our second pouch, flip it inside out. It's got something on it here. There we go. Cat hair. Story of my life. Goodness gracious. So, get it lined up. Going to corner punch the outside. Okay. Now, you want to leave about that much room, I would say, between your two pockets, so that you have that room for the fold, or you could fit like a notebook inside of it. Oh, let me pick that up and do that again because I want it to be lined up perfectly. So that looks pretty good. So what I was saying is you want a little bit of space here. And this is the one I've made previously, this piece here, so that you have little room. I'll show you why. This is from Cloth and Paper, and it will fit nicely inside of my little pocket. So, okay, so we're going to close this. Now we're going to stick this in the laminator just like this, and I will be right back with you. My laminator is loud, and that's why I haven't turned it on yet. Okay. This is what you'll be what you'll have as soon as you laminate yours, you can see the pockets there, and you can see the seam in the pockets. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut. So grab your paper trimmer. I like to look and see which edge, the top or the bottom, is lined up better. I think mine are fairly even. Hold on. I'm just gonna go with it the way that it is. Okay, so first I'm gonna cut this side here. So I leave it open to kind of just judge where I'm gonna cut it. You don't want to hit the seam with the blade, so you want to cut just outside of this seam here. Okay. If you hit the seam, you might open up your pocket. Okay. My first cut. I know it's hard to see, but I cut just outside of that seam. Okay, now I'm going to cut the other side. My unsteady hands. Okay. Cut just outside that other seam. All right. Let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna make, this is gonna be my bottom. So I'm gonna cut the bottom. And you want to do the same thing as you did on the sides. My bottom. Now for the top, you do want to cut the seam, so you want to cut just on the inside of the seam. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line that up a little bit differently than I've been doing. That looks pretty good. Okay. Now, you can see that I did cut the seam off here. So now I've got 2 open pockets. Okay. Now, I also will go and I will hole punch the outsides again on all 4 corners because they're sharp. The laminating sheets are sharp plastic, and you know, getting poked by it could hurt. So like that's what it looks like with the rounded off edges. Okay, so now I like to go ahead and I will fold on both of the seams. Okay, so now I'm left with this situation here. All right, so our pocket is done. So now I want to use this paper and I'm gonna use it as a cover on the front and the back of my project. So first you want to measure out how big your pocket is. Probably need a ruler for that. I didn't mention that in the beginning. So what will fit in my pocket is about 3 1/8 inch by about 6 1/8. So that's what I'm going to start with. Try to pick the prettiest spot of the paper here. I mean, it's all beautiful. really. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go with the top, I guess. So I'm gonna do the long way first. Oops, I'll flip it here. And do 6 1/8. I can use that other piece for another time. And now I'm going to cut 3 1/8. Okay. So now I've got my front piece. I am going to go ahead and round out the outer edge, so I'm going to put it here. So I need to round out these edges here. And I'm just going to slip it in the top. Might be a little wide. Yeah, I'm just gonna slice off just a tiny bit more here. That should do it. Very nice fit. Okay. Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make one more pouch so that I can have one for the back, because I want to use this as a place to put my coupons for the grocery store. So I will be right back with you after I make one more pouch. Okay. I went ahead and made my second pocket. So it's very close to the first one. Oh, that's the old one that I made. Where's the new one? Here it is. Okay, and then I went ahead and I cut my second piece here. I still need to round out the corner. Okay, and I'm gonna stick this one on the back, so it's gonna go in this pocket. Speaking of rounded corners, I did forget to round these corners. There we go. Okay, so now what you have is you have two pockets, front and a back cover. So let me get this out of the way. Got your cloth and paper pocket travel notebook. And then I've got my, let's see, I have two inserts here. The first one I have is the task planner. don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard. It looks like this on the inside. I am going to use this for grocery shopping. This is going to be on the go. So I want to take and put my task planner inside of my front pocket, and then the string is going to go here. So for the outside pockets, you want to take the strings that are sitting highest up on the planner, which are these two. So this is the front one. So I'm going to stick task planner and front pocket here. And then I've also got the cloth and paper executive insert, and it looks like this on the inside. I'm going to use it for notes for now. I really like the cloth and paper grid insert, but they're out currently, so when they're not anymore, I will get one of those. So I'm going to stick this in the back. Okay, and then later I'm going to stick my checkbook here in the middle, but for privacy reasons I'm going to do that later on my own. So this is what you're left with here. Isn't that beautiful? I love it so much. It's so cute. This would make a really cute travel journal as well, with the map that we have on there. I guess another way that you could do it, because you could see it's kind of, it sticks out a little bit, not too much, but if you wanted to, instead of putting the insert in with your folder here, you could put the insert on a separate string, because it's got 4 strings. Oops, sorry. And then, yeah, see, and it covers it a little bit better here. I'm going to use one of the pockets for my coupons that I take to the store, and then I'm going to use the other pocket that's available for my receipts. So, yeah, that's it. If you have any questions for me, just leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them the best I can. This is my first YouTube video, so any feedback will also be appreciated. If you can, please like them, subscribe, and share. I plan to put out more how-tos and planner flips and different stuff like that. I'm just getting started, so any support would be amazing, and I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you later.